The depletion of the ozone layer would have devastating effects on all of the inhabitants of our world. As a point of fact, without the ozone layer, our Earth would not be able to sustain life. First and foremost, the ozone layer is located in the stratosphere, which is 10 to 30 miles above the Earth. Ozone molecules form a protective layer around the Earth, shielding life from the deadly UV rays. Disturbingly enough, scientists recently discovered a dramatic spike in the number and depth of holes in the ozone layer. However, the largest holes can be found above the Arctic and Antarctic poles, severely increasing the risk of melting and rising oceanic levels. As depicted by this diagram, in 1979, the North Pole was at its typical size. However, by the year 2003, the Arctic Pole had drastically decreased in landmass, as shown here. This recession not only threatens the habitats of creatures such as polar bears, but the ramifications could lead to the flooding of coastal regions. The cause of shrinking ozone layer is due to the release of chlorofluorocarbons, which act as a catalyst and are capable of breaking down tens of thousands of ozone molecules. CFCs are expelled into the atmosphere from refrigeration, air conditioning, cleaning agents, aerosol spray cans, foam insulation, and packing materials. These CFCs are punching holes in the ozone layer, thus increasing health risks such as blindness, cataract complications, skin cancers, and the suppression of the human immune system due to UVB radiation. Furthermore, economic and environmental problems could arise. Radiation would kill oceanic plants and crops, ravaging fish and livestock populations, resulting in famine and high costs for food. These high food costs would be robbing people of an essential part of human dignity. Pope John Paul II quotes, "We cannot interfere in one area of the ecosystem without paying due attention both to the consequences of such interference in other areas and to the well-being of future generations. Respect for life, and above all for the dignity of the human person, is the ultimate guiding norm for any sound economic, industrial, or scientific progress." End quote. Nations have taken action against this daunting threat through two international protocols, the Montreal Protocol and the Kyoto Protocol. The standards of these protocols were to reduce emissions among industrialized nations and cut, if not completely eliminate, the use of the three long-lived industrial gases, hydrofluorocarbons, perfluorocarbons, and sulfur hexafluoride. The main goal is to cut emissions by 20% by 2010. And now a clip from Al Gore's Inconvenient Truth.
This is Patagonia 75 years ago and the same glacier today. This is Mount Kilimanjaro 30 years ago and last year. Within the decade, there will be no more snows of Kilimanjaro.
The Arctic is experiencing faster melting. If this were to go, sea level worldwide would go up 20 feet.
This is what would happen in Florida. Around Shanghai, home to 40 million people. The area around Calcutta, 60 million. Here's Manhattan. The World Trade Center Memorial would be underwater. Think of the impact of a couple 100,000 refugees, and then imagine 100 million.